Thank you to Yanmar for bringing us this video series. Don't settle for less when you can have more. Yanmar's tractors are designed to work as hard as you do for a lifetime. Strengthen your dealership with Yanmar today.
And I'm going to ask you all to go on a trip with me. Are we ready? We are going back to middle school PE. Oh, I know. Like, we are in 6th grade. We're all like super awkward together. We all got braces and glasses and we're all hurting. All right, we're all there together. We're there. So, we're going to talk about dodgeball. How many of you remember PE in 6th grade on Dodgeball Day? Let me see your hands. That'd be all of us. All right, so we're in there. We're getting ready to go. And I'm going to give you 4 categories. We're going to talk about these. And I want you to think to yourself, which category do I fit in? All right, so you're in 6th grade, middle school PE, and it is Dodgeball Day. So are you at the front of the line throwing the dodgeball as hard as you physically can? Are you the person standing in the middle of the group talking to your friends? You don't care if you get hit as long as your friends are there. It's all great. 3, are you standing as close to the wall as physically possible? Or 4, are you the one who comes up with a plan to win and you follow it at all costs? Okay, if you are the person at the front of the line throwing the ball as hard as you can, let me see your hands. Oh, there you are. Excellent. All right, you are group 1. Number 2, are you who is standing in the middle of the gym floor talking to your friends? All right, there are a few of you. Very good, very good. 3, who is standing as close to the wall as physically possible, hoping and praying that you will never get hit by the dodgeball? Where are you at? A few of you. Okay, very good. And last but not least, who are the ones who came up with a plan to follow and you followed it at all cost? All right, very good. All right, so we're going to break each of these down and to work through what this means for hiring. Like, Sarah, how in the world does dodgeball in 6th grade relate to hiring? Like, you realize we're not hiring 6th graders, right? I gotcha. Okay, so group 1, let me see your hands. If you were the one who was sitting at the front of the line throwing the ball as hard as you could, where are my people? All right, you are my people. Like, this was me. Like, I am the one who doesn't care if I get hit because I want to win, right? So this is the high D or a driver group of people. This is the group of people that is most like a lion, and they are wanting to get things done regardless of the ramifications. It's that idea that an atomic bomb goes off, these people, hey people, we're the atomic bomb, just to be clear here, and the shrapnel goes everywhere around us, right? We're not really overly concerned about the shrapnel, but what we wanted done just got done and accomplished. It's that whole damn the torpedoes full steam ahead movement. People who are in this first group are motivated by new challenges in setting and achieving goals. Okay, so this first group, we're getting things done regardless of the ramification, and they're motivated by new challenges in setting and achieving goals. So every single personality we're going to be talking about today has strengths and weaknesses and a phrase we're going to work on. So our strengths for drivers is that they take charge. If you know anybody in this group, you will know for full well they're someone who doesn't mind taking charge of a situation. They make quick decisions and they're persistent, right? Where are my D's at one more time? Let me see your hands. Yeah, are you feeling like, oh, Sarah's reading my diary, this is scary, right? So these are the strengths. The weaknesses, which being a high D, I hardly think that we have any weaknesses just between friends. But other people may say that these are some of our weaknesses. We're impatient, we take on too much, and sometimes we're a little too demanding of others. I may have had all of those things said about me this last week, so that's great. So, as we're thinking about this is a person, a driver is a person that you would want, if a problem arises in your dealership, a lot of the times a driver is the person you're going to have go deal with the problem for you. They're going to get the problem fixed at the source of the problem quickly. A lot of times ER doctors are high D personalities because they're there to fix a problem and move on, right? That's what they're there for. So the strengths are we take charge, make quick decisions, persistent. And the very few weaknesses that we have as high Ds are that we're impatient, take on too much, and sometimes we're too demanding of others. So as we go through each of these different personality types, I have a phrase that we're going to be saying with these. And I just want to make it clear that you may not mean these phrases that we say, but we're going to say them because it helps us interact with other personalities better. And it's going to hurt. Like, I'm just going to be totally upfront with you. These phrases that we're getting ready to say are going to hurt. So if you are a high D personality, the phrase that you need to be able to say to interact with others, even though you may not mean it, is, I'm sorry. Whew. Like, oh, I know, Bob, I'm feeling it. The words are, I'm sorry. So on the count of 3, together, we are going to say, I'm sorry. I don't care if you don't mean it. We're just going to see how it feels coming off our lips together, all right? 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Oh, that was so pathetic. Like, that was just so pathetic. We're going to do it one more time. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Oh, see, it hurt. I know, but we've got to do it, friends. This is how we interact and engage with other people who are not like ours. Okay, that's for later. He'll do that later for us. All right, so that is our first one. This is the group that was at the front line throwing the ball as hard as we could. All right, the next group, the people who are in the middle, talking to your friends, not actually caring about the game going on. Where are you at? That next group. I know there were some hands. All right. You are our influencer personality or a high I personality. You are most like a goldfish, right? You're happy, everybody likes you. It's not really difficult to be around you, and it's just fun. You are shaping your environment by influencing or persuading others, and you are motivated by approval and praise, right? Like when people come into your dealership, you know everybody. You know the name of their dog, and you know when their birthday is because you already sent them a birthday card in the mail. Like, that is who you are to your core. Everybody just enjoys being around you. So, as we talked about earlier, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Someone who's a high I, some of the strengths are you're optimistic. You have a desire to help others, and you're very verbally articulate. The weaknesses, on the other hand, are overestimating results, acting impulsively, and overcommitting, right? So let's say you have someone, this is typically someone who would be a really great parts counter person, right? We've talked about this already with our processes for how we greet people when they come in, but a great parts counter person, or a lot of times a salesperson, is a high I personality. They're always friendly, optimistic, and they really have a desire at their core to help other people. So, all right, I's. One of the things that I think you struggle with the most is the fact that when you have something come up, you want everybody to know. And it doesn't matter if they're already in the middle of something else. You want to let them know something very exciting that happened. Maybe it's you just closed a sale. Maybe it's you just saw a really cool cat video on YouTube, right? I don't know. It could be this whole entire spectrum. But when you have something exciting happen as a high I personality, you cannot wait to tell everybody else. So the phrase that our friends, the high I personalities, are going to use is, are you busy? All right? So if we're going to say this together, again, I understand you don't mean it, number one, and it's painful to say, but this is what we're going to do together. So on the count of 3, with real excitement and motivation, we're going to say, are you busy? 1, 2, 3. Are you busy? Eyes, how did that feel? It's okay, I know you're all liars. Like, that is like not something, you don't actually care if people are busy. So that is our second group. All right, our third group, who are the people who are standing as close to the wall and just hoping and praying that they'll never get hit by the ball? Where are you at? All right, so this is our third group. It's a high S or a steady personality. This is someone who wants to get tasks completed with as little conflict as possible. They're motivated by safety and security. A nightmare for this person is conflict. Like, they don't want to be in the middle of conflict. They want things to continue status quo, and they want to just make sure that they are safe and secure, right? If you are managing someone who is a high S personality, you don't joke with them about firing them if you don't actually mean it. Like, that would be like the end of the world for someone who is a high S personality, right? So the animal you're most like is a golden retriever. You're loyal, you're consistent, and you're just great to be around. So our strengths for someone who is a high S personality is they're loyal, they're consistent, and they love performing established work patterns. Now, what type of person in your dealership would you say this is a high S personality typically? A lot of times technicians are high S personalities, right? They don't really want conflict necessarily. They like to just have consistency, and they like to do established work patterns. All right, so those are some of the strengths. Weaknesses: trouble meeting deadlines, procrastinating, and resisting change. So high S personalities, this group, my steadies. The phrase we're going to say is, I'm open to your ideas. You're not open to anyone else's ideas. You don't want change. You don't want conflict. You don't want pushback. But that is what we're going to say, and we're just going to act like we mean it. All right? So on the count of 3, all together, we're going to say, I'm open to your ideas. All right? 1, 2, 3. I'm open to your ideas. See, that only hurt if you were an S. Like, if you were not any other personality other than S, that was fine. But if you were a steady personality, that hurt a little bit. All right, this fourth group. Who was in the fourth group that you came up with a plan, and come hell or high water, you were going to follow that plan at all costs? All right, very good. So you are a high C or a compliant personality type. You are someone who gathers, criticizes, and tests information, and then comes up with the very best plan. You probably love data, you probably love spreadsheets, and you probably love to make sure that your plan is solid. You are motivated by information and logic. You're like an owl. You're wise, you're thoughtful, and you're thorough. All right, so some of the strengths of a compliant is that you're orderly, you're thorough, and you're analytic. Some of the weaknesses is that you're simply picky, you're too detailed, and you're too cautious. And if you are in this group, you're like, Sarah, too detailed, too cautious, I could never. There is no such thing. That means you're a high C, my friends. That means you're a high compliant personality. So as we think about this personality, this is a customer who comes into your dealership, and they come up to your parts counter to have some warranty work done. And they bring the manila envelope with every single piece of information that they have ever received on their equipment, and they say, here it is, this is everything you've ever needed, right? How many of you had a customer who's come in for warranty work, and they literally bring a manila envelope and set it on your counter? Yeah, that's a high C personality. They're very orderly, very detailed, and very cautious. Okay, so the phrase for this one is super tough for the high C personalities. And it's the words, I trust you. Oh, yeah, I heard the moans over here. Like, no, you don't trust anyone else. They haven't done the research. They haven't been as thorough as you have. But this, in order for us to actually be able to work with other people, we've got to start thinking this way. So on the count of 3, all together, we're going to say, I trust you. All right, 1, 2, 3. I trust you. You are all liars, just big old liars, because you don't trust anyone. So as we're thinking about this directly ties in, because for us to truly understand how and who we need in positions in our dealership, we've got to understand personality. Because this is all this simply is. It is a behavior. In any given situation, how is someone going to behave? Because that's what we're trying to figure out when we bring somebody on, right? We're trying to uncover baggage. We're trying to understand how they're going to behave. And assessments and personality do just this. So everyone should have a sample of your assessment.